Following breakfast, we went into the port presentation.
Outside of the city, and then hopefully you'll have a better understanding of the layout and also the possibilities of things that you can do during your day ashore there. So Abu Dhabi means father of the gazelle in Arabic, and it's the name of the city and the emirate surrounding it in the Middle East, and it's located just on the eastern tip of the Arabian Gulf. Although the Emirate of Abu Dhabi is rich in archaeological finds that date back as early as 3000 BC, it wasn't until 1760 that the Bani Yas rulers of Abu Dhabi moved to the site of the present city on the coast. So throughout the 19th and the 20th centuries, the small town was an important place for the lucrative pearling industry. So Abu Dhabi and the other emirates were members at this time of what was called the Trucial States.
Went to see John Peters then, who was doing a talk about being shot down and being a prisoner during the war 32 years ago today.
The Iraqi troops crossed the border into Kuwait, and its army of just 20,000 men was swept aside in a matter of hours by a force of tanks, infantry, battle-hardened by their 8-year war against Iraq.
There's no place that is sort of negative in today's world. I've taken a number of steps to indicate to the concern that I feel over the events that have taken place.
Saddam Hussein was given one last chance to withdraw unconditionally from Kuwait. Regrettably, the new deadline passed without the agreement of the government of Iraq to meet demands of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 660.
After John's release, he received approximately 15,000 letters every week, and one that touched him greatly was from a young lady at the time who'd been abused.
Because I've been sexually and physically abused as a child, I immediately identified very deeply with your experience. However strange it may seem at first glance, considering the differences in age, gender, temperament or external circumstances, I recognise many of the places you describe as ones where I've also been. Whether it be the helplessness and humiliation, the fear of what is inevitably coming, the sense your body is there for them to do as they please, or that you are threatened with extinction as a person with a place in the scheme of things. The shame and self-loathing of having been defeated and somehow let yourself down, or the determination to survive and to overcome your was and is painfully familiar. Your story not only moved me, it served me as a bridge to recover my childhood experience of more than 35 years ago. I invariably found it a source of inspiration that gave me strength and hope, and steadied me through the difficult times when I had to face my own memory. When I finally confronted my own father with what he had done to me as a child, he sodomized me over a period of 5 years. I thought about it. I've carried with me the terror of those brains since the age of 7. And what I learned from your story is that telling the truth was the only way to free myself of both terror and shame and to move on. Your courage during your ordeal and your honesty and humour in sharing with strangers not simply the appalling details of your captivity, but the emotional impact it has had upon you as a human being, was thus something less to tell. In this, I owe a great debt of gratitude. I cannot tell you how happy I am that you did survive and overcome. It's all behind now, but I wanted you to know that you have one person, unwittingly for sure, but genuinely nonetheless, just by being who you are and sharing it so freely. I can only thank you again with all my heart, wish you and your loved one understanding, peace, and happiness. That's real courage. How does someone write a letter like that to a complete stranger? How would you reply to that for all the veterans in the room? If you remain being a fighter, purely a fighter pilot, you're an arsehole. Because people's perceptions. I returned to 25,000 letters. They were coming in at 1,500 a week. And huge, hundreds and hundreds are like that. You know, defense writing doesn't really help you, does it? And, I mean, there is one irritation here, actually, just an aside. I'm the pilot, okay? A number of you commented, called me John Nicol. I know John does quite a lot of TV. I decided not to. Right, John's just a navigator, okay? I'm the pilot. Okay? He sits in the back and pushes buttons, or at times fail to. I'm the pilot, it's my aeroplane, I can fly an aircraft, you know, and I'm the pilot. And I got the sign from the press. He got hundreds of letters offering him sex.
Apologise for the quality of video. You're not really supposed to be taking video during the talks.
Nationally speaking on the bridge, for any new navigational brief on Tuesday, 24th of January. I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday during our call to Safaga, whether you stayed in the comfort of the ship or ventured ashore on one of the excursions. I know hundreds of you were on the all-day tour to Luxor and the Valley of the Kings, and chatting with so many of you on your return to the dockside reception, you all seem to have had a most memorable time, and that tour is definitely on my bucket list next time when the opportunity presents. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your kind patience and understanding when you returned from the tours with having to go through security screening twice, first by the Egyptian authorities in the terminal and then by our ship's security team on board. It is our company and flag state requirement that if a shoreside security screening does not meet all our specific strict requirements, we are obliged to conduct the final screening ourselves, which is of course in the interest of our collective safety and security. Well, we finally departed shortly after 10 p.m. It was a slow, delicate manoeuvre coming off the berth as we were sandwiched between two ships. And once clear of the reefs surrounding Safaga Harbour, we set course onto a southeasterly heading here in the Red Sea and are currently steering 153 degrees. And if you've been out and about on deck today, a glorious sunny day with lots of merchant shipping around heading to and from the Suez Canal, as the Red Sea is of course one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, connecting Europe with Asia. And the distance sailed since we departed Safaga last night is now just over 230 nautical miles at an average speed of 18 knots, and we still have 1,555 nautical miles to go to Salalah in Oman. Our present position is latitude 24 degrees and 5 minutes north and longitude 36 degrees and 14 minutes east. And geographically that places Queen to around 50 nautical miles east of the official easternmost point of Egypt, known as Ras Banas, on our starboard or right side. And the reason I say officially the easternmost point of Egypt is because later this afternoon we will pass a triangular border area between Egypt and Sudan, known as the Halai Triangle, which is still under international dispute between the two nations, even though Egypt has administrative control. We are also currently around 80 nautical miles west-northwest from the Saudi Arabian port city of Yanbu on our port left-hand side. And also, just for information, at 10:30 p.m. this evening, we will pass 80 miles off the Saudi port city of Jeddah on our port side, and further inland, of course, the holy city of Mecca.
Well, I'm in the Commodore Lounge. It's empty. It's good. It's better when there's nobody here talking to her. Anyway, although there's a nice Chinese lady who comes, Phoebe, and she comes and smokes those little cafe creme cigars, so we have a little chat. She's knitting a little jumper for a grandchild or grandchildren, and the knitting pattern's all in Chinese. So I mean, it's hard enough to knit anyway, isn't it? Without knitting in Chinese. So, no Mike Davis, no Heinz Sauer. Who else smokes cigars with me? Ross has the odd one, don't you, Ross? Been on the deck today, it's nice and sunny. I bet have a little Courvoisier. It's, what time is it now? It's 4:50 on the Tuesday the 24th of January. And it's a really nice day today. It's sunny. Oh, would be in Egypt, wouldn't it? Passing Sudan soon as well. And tomorrow, that's when there's a risk of pirates, but I spoke to one of the security lads and he said, they haven't had any for years. He said, we just have to do it, it's like ticking the boxes. So you're not allowed out on the deck at night and you have to turn your lights off, so you're not seen, but I'm sure that we'll be alright. Anyway, I've got lots of friends who'd be willing to pay the ransom for me, haven't I? Hey? Who's going to pay? There's only Dave Patel, my real mate, he'll pay. He'd pay whatever they want, them blooming pirates. Brother would like, say, keep him. Russell would want my car. Say, have you left me your car in your will? Of course I have, Russ. Still got plenty of time left, but it does go quick. And it's amazing, even when you're at sea, there's that much to do. So many things to go, and talks, and port tours, and try and get a cigar in. I don't have one every day. I've done well on not drinking as well, I've done well. I've had 2 bottles of wine in about 10 days. I have more than that in a day at home. Yeah, I need a room like this at home. I might turn the whole house into a Churchill lounge and then Joe can live in the shed. She'd like that. Nice and cold with all them mice. No, I'm only joking. I'm not frightened. Yeah. You get no experiences there. It's quite good. I tell you, the only thing that goes wrong is when people come out of the lift They don't need like stewards and like professional hostesses. They need managed guides and counsellors because the people come out the lift, couples, and the husband said, it's this way. The wife said, no, it's this way. Husband said, it's this way. No, no. And unless they've changed the layout of the ship, it's definitely this way. She said, no, it's this way. And they go to the right. Husband goes to the left. And suddenly you see him running around to come back. Oh, darling, don't leave me. Who's going to dress me in the morning? Who's going to tell me what to wear? How will I know what floor I'm on? Where will I know what to go? See, that's what happens when you're married. He's funny. What else shall I talk about? I think I'll leave it in peace now. We're just to catch up anyway. See you all later. Have fun. Bye. Some images I've taken to go in the photo competition, which was free, but it wasn't free. It was $10 per photo. And you're not allowed to take photos of your own photos. Right, here I am in the Churchill Cigar Lounge with the only other person who's coming. I don't know whether it's me, but he doesn't mind me there. What's your name?
Alan.
Alan. And Alan is just coming up to 81 as well.
Yeah.
And he lives in Australia.
In Perth.
In Perth, yeah. And he's a very, very nice man. I say that because tonight's the LBG Plus meeting.
Yes.
But we've decided not to go and wear that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, my daughter's Ruth.
Ruth, yeah, and she's looking at a blog. It might be mine and it might not be mine.
Yeah.
But if it is mine, Alan is saying, hello, Ruth.
Yeah. She lives in Albany.
Albany, yeah.
Right, which is some.
So what was you going to tell me, a joke or a funny story?
No.
Normally you do.
No, well, what happened was in Sydney, this guy was up in the roof space of a shopping centre. And he fell through the ceiling. He damaged himself. And the police charged him for attempted robbery or whatever. And his mother sued the police for him
Falling.
Yeah. She ended up with about $30,000 through trauma and all the rest
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
And he didn't get that. He walked free.
Yeah.
But it's silly when they do them.
When you getting off, Alan? When do you get off? When do you get off the boat?
Singapore.
Singapore. So it's Singapore and then Australia's after, is it?
Well, I'm flying down from Singapore to
Australia.
Perth.
Out to Perth.
Yeah.
And I'm getting off at Australia.
Yeah. So where are you getting off of?
Australia, and then I fly from Australia with Emirates to Birmingham.
Yeah. But which city are you?
Well, we're Sydney,
Oh,
sorry,
right,
yeah, Sydney.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I forgot Australia's got more than one place.
Yeah, I know. No, that's fine.
Right, we're signing off now, Ruth. If it is you watching my vlog for friends, family, and there's some really nice people on the boat. Well, just me and Alan so far. All right, see you later. We've come to dinner and we're with our favourite guest. This is George, who is completely normal, as you can tell. And then, and the waiter's here now. You just carry on as normal. Yeah. This is Jackie Chan, related to Mr. Chan. Yeah. She knows all the Tai Chi. 100 and how many movements is there?
108.
108 movements. And round here, I've got to lean over. He's Paul. He's a real gentleman as well, aren't you, Paul? Yeah. They go dancing. They've had a private lesson today. And I'm going to get I've got to get a picture of Mary. Mary needs a lot. This is Mary. She needs to be a long service award, putting up with George all these years. Mary originally from Greece. Yeah. And all right.
How does it go?
Yeah. Mary, quite contrary. How did your garden grow?
Yeah.
And George is from Cairo. So is George Egyptian? You're Egyptian, George?
Yeah.
And that's why
My father was born in Lebanon.
Lebanon, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone for me?
I was born in Egypt,
Yeah.
and I lived in the US for 50 years.
All right.
So you'll
And-
figure it out.
I will. And it's going to be your birthday on this cruise, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a birthday coming up
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, big one. So I'll have to
February
buy.
20.
I'll have to buy
You're
champagne
gonna buy
that
me a
night.
bottle of champagne.
I'm going to buy champagne. 20 what?
I don't want to remember that day.
The February,
I'm fine.
February 20th. Yeah.
84. I'm going to be 84.
84. Hang on, I'll do a close up. 84. He looks good for 84. He's got all his own teeth. Yeah, I've checked. He keeps biting me. And Mary, she studies that dessert menu every night. She goes through every dessert, and what does she choose? What do you choose, Mary? You have sorbet, always. That's good. I'm gonna go over. I'll get Geezer and
That going on Facebook.
Geezer, the Hungarian goulash man over there. There you are. That's nice. Jackie's the most glamorous one on the ship, I tell you, aren't you, Jackie? Jackie. Her maiden name was Chan. Now you're married. What's your second surname?
Exactly.
Jackie.
Yes. And Paul.
Paul.
Yes.
Is that your last name?
Yeah. You nasalize it.
It's good. But is your real name Jackie? Your
Jacqueline.
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 And Paul is your. Is it really Paul, or were you called something else before?
I have a Chinese name, but Paul is
What's your Chinese name?
Joy.
Kickjoy.
Boy.
Like Pat Joy, but Kickjoy. Yeah.
Good. Very good.
But Paul is my real name.
Okay. I'm going to leave you to eat now, in peace. But I might get some snapshots. Carry on.
But I have a schoolmate
Yep.
can beat up Jackie Chan,
Have you?
Really?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
good.
Bruce Lee and you went to the same high school.
As Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee.
But he's not with us any longer. He died, isn't it? Very young.
Right.
Was he 48 or something? He was
Something
young.
like that. Yes.
Okay. You look nice with those flowers on your side. Yeah, you look very. Speak to you later. This is for my brother, especially that you know how many lovely people are on this ship.
Hello there.
Don't want to see him.
And George, as he's an Egyptian, last night there was an Egyptian dance group. He's showing me up again. You know, he's so well behaved when he's not on video. I must tell you George's favourite pastime. He
Shall I
goes
do
to
you a belly dance now?
yeah, belly dance. He goes to the purser's office and he asks weird questions about them. In fact, you know Stephen, the head waiter,
Yes, I do.
you know what's happened to him?
No.
He's got off the ship and flown home because George is sending me mad, and there's another man in charge now. That's true, he's gone.
I drove him crazy.
He's gone, yeah, he has gone. Yeah, he went last night.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he
Why
went.
did he tell
Yeah,
us?
Stephen, he's gone off the ship, yeah.
The end of his.
Yeah, end of his time, yeah.
She told us. I would have loved to.
For dinner, we started with the chicken liver pate, followed by a fillet of beef, topped with a presse of beef. Had a soup to start. Fresh asparagus, very good. Yeah, you're professional.
You good?
Yeah, George is doing his own, he's a troublemaker.
That's how you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it yourself.
Then you have to get it out, huh?
Thank you.
Pistachio. Look at the size of the hole of George, so he gets more sauce in.
I get more custard.
Yeah, yeah.
Next time I'm gonna make it.
The entertainment on the night was Roy Locke, who performed various songs from musicals, including Phantom of the Opera. He performed to a full house, was very good personality.